This started. None of that was recorded for probably for the good of everybody. Welcome everyone to the
Mm,
weekly webinar. Glad to have you here. And we are going to officially get going once again. I'll remind everyone to please mute yourselves so that we'll be able to hear our speaker. And we also have a video that we'll see in a few moments. So we want to make sure everybody can hear that and we don't have any interference. You can use the closed caption feature at the bottom of the screen where it says show captions if you need that tool as you participate today. And if you're watching in the future, we are working on making sure we are accessible as much as possible. So you should be able to use closed captions and transcripts on our YouTube video as well. And if for some reason that doesn't work, send us, I was going to say holler at me. My grandmother always said holler at me. And I always thought, why is she always hollering at everybody?
mm,
Send me a friendly email, please.
mm.
And we'll make sure the captions are working for everybody. And then, of course, if you have questions or comments, use the chat feature, and I'm going to watch that while our speaker presents. And she has allowed that if you have a question that just cannot wait, we can take questions as she presents as well as when we're done. So all of that said, you all probably know I say I'm very excited about this week's presentation because I'm always very excited about this week's presentation. And I consider it one of the great honors that they let me over here at KU just decide who's going to come on the weekly webinar every week. I just get to pick. And so
Mm.
I'm super excited for this week's pick. We have with us today Julia Vering, who is a licensed clinical social worker. You all know of my bias, of course, for social workers. She is also a term maybe many of you might not have heard of. I don't know, a registered expressive arts therapist. And she's going to tell us more about what that means.
Mm.
And a performance artist based, of course, here in Kansas City. Julia has more than 20 years of experience, and she is a specialist in integrating the arts into therapeutic work with seniors, hospice patients, people with dementia, nursing home residents, and trauma survivors. And Julia has founded Expressive Arts Therapy Kansas City, LLC, and she offers integrative psychotherapy and leads expressive art groups in long-term care settings. So isn't that just perfect for our group that is so interested in dementia and brain health? And many of us are, have been, or will be caregivers for someone with a dementia. And sometimes we find ourselves thinking, now, what am I going to do with this person today? And maybe here's some ideas. Or what am I going to do with myself today? And here are some
Mm.
ideas. So, all of that to say, we are welcoming Julia. She also, I cannot forget this, she's going to tell us more,
Mm.
is the author of a new book that just came out this week, off the presses. And it is called Adaptive Reimaginings Engaging Adults with Dementia and Disabilities Through Drama, Video, and Music. And you know how much we all love those topics on the weekly webinar. So, Julia, welcome. Thank you. And I will turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm super excited to be here and honored to be here presenting to you all and talking about my favorite topic, which is playing in nursing facilities, or something like that. So I will say one little note for the video that we're going to watch. I did put captions in it. So you don't have to push the closed captioning thing because it can't really understand things half the time. So, or just misunderstands. So I'm going to talk a little bit today about the grant I recently got and show you the short film I made. Woohoo! And as far as my credentials, I'll just say something really quick. So, I'm a registered expressive arts therapist. I'm the first one in the state of Kansas, and I think in the Kansas City Metro. I don't think there's any still in Kansas City Metro, but it's an international credential. You have to already have a master's in a related field, and it's kind of like getting a second master's degree without really getting one. You have to do a whole bunch of supervision and training and then you go through this international committee thing that takes like a year and then you get your letters. So but expressive arts therapy integrates more than just visual art. Most people know about art therapy or music therapy. Expressive arts therapy is actually an intermodal process where you combine more than one art form. So that's the main difference between it and the older ones, the siloed expressive arts pieces. So this, I just tell you really quick, these pictures, one of my favorite things I ever got to do was Jeannie's Place Day program. And we did a video-based drama therapy where we remade movies. So up top we have there's ladies are using green screen technology. So these are all people with early stage dementia. The top one, they're reenacting 9 to 5. You can see she's fake smoking a joint, like the smoke is fake. And then the bottom one, that's from Hello Dolly. So I'm gonna, let's see, can I click on here? Good. Okay. So I'll just tell you briefly about this grant that I got last year and finally finished the work on literally this, well, totally finished this week. So um, I got a grant to make a companion book and documentary basically about my 20 plus years integrating the arts into working with people with dementia and people in long-term care settings. Um, and so I got to use those funds to edit the book, print the book, hire videographers. I compensated participants as much as I was able to, depending on the facility, either by giving them like pictures of themselves in the movie and Oscars or giving them gift cards. I also, there's 4 facilities that participated in the filming part, and they all got expressive art supplies to expand their access. And we had these little parties. And the intention of all this work is really just to introduce a wider audience to creative, embodied ways for engaging older adults, nursing facility residents, and people with dementia. I'm what should I say about that? I started working in the field 20 years ago, well, over 20 years ago. I guess my first job was maybe like 2000, is that right? 2004 in a nursing facility as an activities assistant. And I just saw like the activities they have on this calendar are not working. And it's the same activities, unfortunately, that I see at almost every facility today, but with some exceptions. So this program, when Jeannie's Place shut down, where I was able to do the video-based work during COVID, that shut down. And so I kind of recreated the program thinking of like, if I took the video element out, how could I expand this? And so now this is a program, I think I have it on another slide. I facilitated over 400 of these groups and over 41 facilities in Kansas City. I don't go to 41 each month. I do about 12 to 14 a month, but this is the flyer I make for facility staff just to explain what this is. This program is funded by Kansas City Hospice and Palliative Care. I should say that. Very important. So yeah, basically that we're reenacting movies, versions of classical music movies using dramatic play, movement, gesture, music, humor. And really, I got this job. I used to be a social worker for just a regular whatever, a social worker for Kansas City Hospice. And then I ended up getting training more recently, got my credentials. And when I'd go into facilities, me doing one-on-ones, playing accordion music or something for my hospice patient, I would often notice that whoever was in the vicinity wasn't doing anything or engaged. And so I just started doing groups because it like just made sense if it was okay for my patient for other people to be involved. So um other disciplines saw what I was doing and saw like how impactful it was, and um basically advocated for me getting this job. What residents, you'll get to see a film of this in a minute, but what residents say, who are really the most important ones, what I care about, is they feel joy, fun, happiness, excitement, pleasure. I brought this one in. Someone just this week said I kept my dignity, which I really liked that response. We actually get to know each other. Memorable. I even had someone tell me 2 weeks ago, like, I don't remember much, but I remember these groups. Like, I know my memory sucks, but I remember these groups. I remember you. I always have a crazy costume on. And I think you'll hear a little bit of this in the film, but residents notice that people they've never heard talk are talking, like are participating in this group, and the staff notices too. My goal is to get more people just doing, with more of us doing, or the people that are already in these roles, like just doing something that's more engaging. And I think you'll see here, it's pretty actually simple. It's not rocket science, actually. Fancy degrees and all, like it's play. This is a developmental skill that we all have as children. Before we can speak, we can play. And this is something that doesn't go away. So, yeah, so this is just some of the movies that we've done since 2022. I do about 14 a month, about 150 unique residents. For the most part, I'm doing the same facilities each month because that works the best. Um, for it to be a monthly consistent thing. So next month is Adam's Family. So now I'm going to have Kelly share. This is my documentary, Movies Reimagined. It's about 11 minutes. And it just, anyway, you'll see what you see. And I'll be curious to hear what you see. But seeing is believing. So
I'm so excited, Julia. I just have to say, on the list of movies you just showed, I saw several of my all-time favorites, and I am just like vibrating. I'm so excited. So let me get the sharing part up.
okay.
So I'm going to stop your sharing. That's
Okay.
going to
Yes.
stop, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to start my sharing. And we practice this. Some of you can be a witness. So this is going to
Yes.
work beautifully.
Mm.
Can you see my screen now? Say yes.
I can no.
No, wrong answer. How about now? Still no.
Kelly,
Okay.
No.
Kelly, we see your YouTube
Okay.
screen, but it doesn't look like the video is completely loaded.
Okay. Thank you. The voice from the clouds. Thank you, Tina. I'm gonna try. How about now? Do you hear it?
We can hear it, and we can see words.
For some reason I can't see. I just see all of us. Am I just in the wrong view or something?
You
Oh,
might.
maybe I need to be in maybe I need to be in speaker mode. That's why. Okay. Well, I just see you. I don't see the documentary, but I guess if you guys can see it, I don't need to see it again.
Okay.
Welcome. Oh, you would love to be the principal? Do you want to go full Travolta?
Yeah, come on, Steve.
What do you all think? Yeah? Yeah. Longer pink or shorter pink? Short pink. Short pink. Oh, Sandy, so modern. So modern. Summer lovin' had me a blast. Summer lovin' happened so fast.
Thank you.
Okay.
Smoke after school.
Hiya! What was it like to be Sandy?
It was fun and exciting. I love Sandy.
I'd be your baby.
You'll be my dad?
Well, honey, it's a little problem because way back then I was going with 3 different guys.
Yeah, I stole your diary and noticed. Does anybody else want to get married?
Yeah.
Would you like to have another ceremony with her?
That'd be fun.
We've been married 65 years, and this we're getting remarried. And God bless our
My lady, you take this to your husband.
Yes, I do. We feel truly married now. Through eternity. Cute. God, I'm crying.
Oh. So I would like to know what feeling you're leaving with today.
Fun, fun, fun.
Happiness.
Happiness. Wonderful. How does that feel? Let's see. Okay. Wizard, does that still work for you? Okay, Hank. You need a broom, yes, yes. Where would you go if you could go far, far away from here?
No one.
I am from Ashland, Kentucky.
Ooh, is that where you want to go back to?
Yes. Somewhere over rainbow, bluebirds fly. In Ashland, Kentucky, where I used to live like a hillbilly. You killed my sister.
Oh no! Was that her? Perfect. Okay, well, we're gonna go see the wizard.
Only I had a heart.
Can I have a heart to give him? Okay, thank you. This side, okay. I'm not a nurse. Okay. Does that feel like it's installed? What difference are you noticing now that you have a heart?
I just want to help people out and just be a good person.
1, 2, 3.
There's no place like home.
Oh, you're right. How are you feeling?
It's wonderful. I love you.
I didn't think I'd be an actor at all, but just to be able to have that opportunity and just realize that I am a good actor. Feels like this has just been something that I've been wanting to do for my whole life.
I love acting. I used to be a stage manager, director in Ashland, Kentucky.
Need a beard.
You need a beard? Oh, I have a beard. Okay, you're the cussing angry dad, okay? What do you see in the toy window that you want?
Again.
My biggest dolly.
You need a new car, don't you?
You're like a sweeper.
Double talk, dare you.
It's stuck, isn't it?
Yep. Where's Flick? Right essay. What do you want for Christmas?
Okay.
Huh? A BB gun.
Anyone want bubble wrap? Oh, it's beautiful. You think that should go in the front window?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, let's see what Mom thinks.
Not going in my house. So hurry down the chimney tonight.
Nice music making.
Fudge. What did you say?
Where did you learn that word?
School.
Did you hear what Ralphie said? Said the F word.
Wash his mouth out with soap.
Wash his mouth out with soap. I think so. Sorry, Ralph.
Ah, nasty.
Ralphie said that he heard the F word from you.
Hell no.
Well, should we check out what's in the box? Here you go. Do you want to test it out? Go ahead. How are you feeling?
Much better.
Much better. Awesome. Thank you for being in the show.
You're welcome. I feel good. Feel like I have accomplished something.
Bring out on my shell. I mean, we paint or we draw. But this is more expressive.
Everybody gets along, and there's no arguing, and they all seem to have fun.
We can be somebody else. We just enjoy it. For a little while, we're somewhere else,
Yeah.
which makes it nice.
That looks like you. You're the quality control person around here, okay?
You betcha.
I'll be the next.
Okay, perfect.
Do I get to give shots?
That's up to you. Okay. You're the head boss of this pajama factory.
Okay.
Unicorn? Excellent choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
How are you gonna make him work faster? Shout at him. What'd you say?
Kick him in the fanny. I belong to the new generation.
Ooh, you better not be kissing.
Well, I've thought a lot about it, and I've decided to do it.
Yes! We got our raise!
It makes all the people so happy. You just look at them and they've all got big smiles on their faces. Many of these people I know, and they don't say a word, but we have them here saying words. It's just fun. We are more involved with the program, which is fun, which is important. I think otherwise I just sort of sit there and halfway listen. But if I'm really involved, I'm just almost a part of it.
I think most people look for ways to sort of bring out their individual traits and so forth.
I always say fake it till you make it, right?
Oh, yeah, I know. I have noticed that.
Yeah, you've noticed that's how I do it?
Yes, I have.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, you're going to be the new boss of this place. Would that be okay? There might be a romance involved, but that's up to you, okay? All right.
I like romance.
Okay, perfect. Hurry it up. You're welcome. What do you see that you like? You like the dog? Okay.
Well, that one.
This one? Okay.
That one. Hi, my doggy.
Welcome to the Pajama Game, our 2024 version of the Pajama Game. We hope you're a good boss. We're kind of excited to get someone new.
A couple of people I want to fire already.
Oh, a couple people who want to fire already. Okay. Hey, we got a new superintendent. All of us workers want our 7.5-cent raise. Do you think you'll give it to us?
No,
Oh!
they don't deserve it.
Secretary, I heard that you were working so fast that your arm got hurt today. Oh, did she fix it for you?
Very good.
Thank you, nurse. You do such good work. Yes. I love you more. There's a whole solar plexus, baby.
I feel great.
I feel great.
I'm feeling great and love to help. Before my car accident, I love music. Music's in me. That's in my heart, singing, and my babies.
What do you think will be most memorable about today for you?
The fun and the acceptance of the people. It's more handling, letting the person express, the joy that they're feeling and the, craziness. Where a lot of it is, you don't do that, don't do that. For a lot of these people.
Everybody's done their very great.
Yes.
And make us happy and forget some of the things that sadness brings it up. What you guys show us, you bring to us some joy. Something we don't have very often. And when we get it, we enjoy it.
Thank you. Thanks so much for being here every time. Appreciate it.
Let's see. Okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I am going to stop sharing. Wow. Julia, you didn't warn me. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I
sorry.
was surprised, but wow, that was amazing. Please tell us. I mean, I need to just think for a minute. So please. Wow.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I know it's like, it is, I guess, my greatest joy to be able to do this work. And to hear, it was just validating for me to hear the residents say some of the things that I had noticed and for them to notice it too. Yeah, I guess my hope is just that there's more of this. Anyway, so there's just really cool things that happen even with that you don't get to see in this video necessarily. I think sometimes the best groups are inclusive, meaning like the best groups aren't usually the ones necessarily at a facility where they group everyone that's nonverbal in one neighborhood and everyone that's so they're super inclusive. And it's really cool. Even just, sometimes I'll work with someone for 6 months and they'll participate for 6 months and they won't say anything, and then they'll finally warm up 6 months later. So I'm just constantly surprised by what people are capable of. And it's a nice surprise. So I guess I can share, I know we're almost out of time, share just a tiny bit more about the model that I kind of developed to explain. Oops. Nope. How do I make it go? Sorry. Trying to pass this.
Now it's playing.
Now it's playing, of course. Now it wants to act right.
Yes.
Sorry, now I don't know how to let's see if I can get to the
There.
next slide. Okay, let's see, present here. All right, so this is my creative generativity model. And I'm bringing together, sorry, I'm like blocking my own view with how I'm able to see. Put this down. Okay. So the idea is that it's social justice is at the root of the tree, because social justice is the thing that says, like, even if you're nonverbal in a nursing facility, it's really important for you to have agency and engagement and joy and inclusion, connection and hope. And I'll kind of operationalize. So some of these concepts that are, these are some from the root of the tree that are the main concepts that I'm working with, is this idea of multimodal expressive arts, which is what I was explaining behind the registered expressive arts therapist. The use of multiple art forms, drama, dance, music, storytelling to promote personal and community development. Ellen Langer's The Psychology of Possibility. She did that really cool aging in reverse study. So it's like, instead of looking at what we don't want, let's maybe look at what's possible. Embodied memory, which is this idea that we are more than just our own ability to recall our own narrative. So that episodic memories, like these memories of stories, can manifest in the body and are anchored in the senses. And so personal identity can be maintained and explored despite neurocognitive decline through embodied multimodal experiences that invite nonverbal expressions of the self. And then I was a punk growing up, so making my own magazines and things. So it's just this idea of like anti-capitalistic, anti-establishment, ground up approach to creating art. Like you start a band before you know how to play an instrument type of thing. And you just create a venue if there isn't one. You just make your basement a venue. And that's kind of like a DIY approach I bring into things. Role theory, that we become who we are through the roles we play. And sometimes with aging and disability, we can lose roles. And so even playing an artificial role can help expand who we are and how people see us. And then taking validation therapy, that idea of, you can't convince someone with at least advanced with a dementia that it's actually 2025. You need to go to their reality, but you can also co-create a reality where we all kind of agree where we are at this moment, and there's freedom in that. So anyway, my book, I'll just show you this really quick, kind of outlines, it's both an origin story, and then it talks about all the different experiments I've done over the last 20 years, and like props to use, and it operationalizes each movie. So you can see, like, this is Christmas Story, and you have all the roles, the scenes, the questions you ask, the songs. It's now available on Amazon or at Sister Anne's Records and Coffee in Kansas City, and 50% of it goes to Kansas City Hospice and Palliative Care and the Reimagining Dementia, which is a creative coalition for justice. If you aren't familiar with their work, you should check them out. They're international. And I know I'm out of time, so I'm going to stop sharing. And I know there's 2 minutes. Any questions?
Julia, thank
Comments,
you.
questions?
You absolutely can take more time as you choose. I think I have a meeting at 3, so I mean, there's a boundary.
Same,
But
yeah.
feel free. There are some comments in the chat, a couple of which are links to Julia's website and book, and I'll have some prettier short links in our next newsletter, so you all can click there. And just in order, sort of as I'm seeing comments, we have, I agree with this. I hope I never have to go to a nursing home. But if I do, a commenter says I want to be in the one where the speaker comes, and I fully agree with that. And we've also got a question about were the responses, I think, that you got from the folks in the movie, were those spontaneous or suggested or something else?
They were not suggested. Funny question.
Julia,
No,
I'm
the
the
question.
one.
Yes.
I'm the one who asked that because that the work, some of the with being a caregiver and so forth, is that sometimes our loved one is they called it a box, and I just wondering whether you were your characters that you make up, do you try to get into their box, or are you trying to bring them into a general one together?
We're creating a box together. So we're saying today the box is Greece and it's 1950 and we're in high school again. Do you want to be a teacher or a student?
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
but then you were letting the teacher, yeah, all right, okay, that answers my question, thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so I
And
could, there's, probably a different video that I could make that's much more like mechanics oriented. And like one, I should probably post at some point that shows like trouble engaging when I have trouble engaging someone. And then like how like the third time I come around, so I need to make a bunch of different videos. I have so much footage of this. I mean, it's like hours, but anyway, of like the tricky things that happen and how you can navigate those and how you might there's many different things that can happen. But yes, so we are creating a box together, and it's yeah, it's co-created.
I love it. I'm gonna, take a point of privilege and drop in a question that I have. But I think it's, gonna be useful to everyone, and that is, Julia, your work is, as we saw in the video, has been in care facilities. What guidance might you give for those of us who are caring for someone at home about how to do something like this?
Yes. So I think I think play is an important piece, and um drama, almost drama can be brought into a one-on-one type. I don't think I'm an expert in maybe, I guess I have done one-on-one work. I guess I'm not a caregiver. I've never been a besides a professional one, so I don't have that lived experience of doing the 36-hour day. But I have worked with people in their homes. And so music, like for one, I mean, music can set the tone, set the pace. I think that I'm trying to think. I wish you would like give me like a problem, and then I could be like, well, here's how like we might be able to use this. Can you think of something, Kelly? Like, I know I'm trying to think of like bathing. I'm like, I don't have a really good example for that.
Oh, no, I'm just, sitting there watching this, and, and even I had some familiarity, I think, with what you do, Julia, but I'm just thinking about how, I saw on your list, The Sound of Music was a movie that you could reimagine. And
Right.
I see that my mom is on this Zoom too, so she might laugh or jump
Oh,
in here.
okay.
I'm thinking about my
That's your
grandmother.
mom.
Um,
Yes.
and my grandmother was not what we would call a person who sang well. She sang in church. And I'm not
Hmm.
sure that she was even a movie person in particular, although she did love to watch Dallas on Friday nights. That was our show. I was maybe like 5 and she was 60, and we would watch Dallas together. So I'm thinking, how
Mm,
could I, and she eventually got, dementia and had Alzheimer's
yeah.
disease. So how could I take maybe that long-term memory of her enjoying watching Dallas on TV,
Yeah.
my favorite movie, The Sound of Music, and in the midst of her middle to late stage Alzheimer's disease, how can I engage with her? What would that be?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Love that question. Okay. So it's like, and you might have to find the right moment, like in the middle of an agitated episode might not be whenever anyone's super agitated with me, which happens, right? Of course. Um, I always give the position of power. Like I want to give you the big role in charge. So like remember on Dallas, and I'm sort of on the characters in Dallas, but like, so say you're
They
hanging
are.
out with grandma and like you're trying to engage her and maybe she's not really super engaged or she's somewhere else. It's like, remember that show on Dallas? What was that character's name? Was it like Stacy? I'm just making something up. Stacy, like what was that thing I know it's like big hair. Like remember like those big shoulder pads? Like, do you have any of those old clothes? Like, do you actually still have some of those? Like, what if like we had a moment we were just like pretended like we were those ladies, like at the, and like this is our new house we're selling in Dallas and it's beautiful. And like that would be nice for a minute to go there. Like, what if this was our mansion? Like, what do you see on the wall over there? Like, is that the fountain? Where is your butler standing? Like, is your Ferrari parked? Like, I don't remember. I always think of real estate. I don't think that's what Dallas is about, but like, how many houses have you sold? Just like playing like that, and kind of you're creating this experience that's fully embodied versus watching. That's the big difference, is like we all know we can like maybe listen to a song, but it's different if we're singing and moving to it.
I
Or
love
if we're, yeah, the movie, it's like, it's one thing to watch it and smile, but it's another thing to like take on that role for a minute of being the super rich woman with way too much money and like 10 boyfriends. And like, what's that like? Like, try that
I'd
on
love
for
to
a
practice
minute.
that. Yeah,
Yes.
I'd try that on and then give it back. I love that. I love how you really center long-term memory as a strength for folks that might not remember what we just had for lunch, but I remember 1954, with whatever the year was in this movie. And I mean, it was so clear to me watching your documentary, Julia, how much people were engaged, even if reluctantly at first. And
Yeah.
even the gentleman who wanted to fire everybody, still found a way to to enjoy, and that's fantastic. And the props. I mean, I need the silver wig, I need the pink wig, I
Yeah.
really need the unicorn rainbow wig. And how
Mhm.
much fun is that? How much fun is that? I don't want to speak for you, but I just imagine that you rolling your wagon into the room just makes everybody say, "What? It's Julia Day."
Yes.
So that's fabulous.
Yes, the props are important, like,
Yeah,
because that helps with the memory too, right? It's like, what am I doing here again? Like, who am I? What part? And half the time I have to put like, I've used name tags myself because I can't, especially if it's a big group, like I can't remember what everyone said they're playing, and I don't even know everyone's names
a great
necessarily.
use of visual.
It's
Yeah,
kind of whoever shows up.
great.
So yes, like the props are so like that's the thing I noticed the very first time I tried this experiment, like literally 20 years ago, was like I just had like a bag of wigs and like a couple little scenarios,
Yeah.
and just being able to see each other with a mirror and like be someone besides a nursing home resident or a person with
Yes.
dementia or an old person, like all these negative things that our society tells us about being old or disabled or whatever. Or it's basically invisibility in a way. Mhm.
Fantastic. And I can imagine that you could have a different outcome every time because, the story doesn't have to be, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it can change. I mean, The Wizard of Oz can have a lot of different endings, right?
Yeah,
Um,
so many different ways to get to Kansas or not Kansas, or like, yeah, one time in The Wizard of Oz, the scarecrow was like, if I only had a drink or something, and we made the song If I Only Had a Drink. So like, I also like, I think it's important for people. There's a lot of infantilization that happens with dementia and with people that live in facilities, and it's important to like, I think, be able to let people be adults and like talk about sex and drugs and like adult things that they've had in their life, and not like try to make it like a kindergarten class.
right, right. It definitely, the one woman who said, I want my dignity, or I lost my something
Yeah,
about
yeah,
dignity.
yeah.
That is so important. And something else I noticed, there were folks in your video, Julia, who were younger than I think a lot of us might expect to see
Yes.
living in a long-term care facility. Can you say anything about that?
Yeah, so I really wanted to, of course, my heart just is more into I just have a big heart for Kansas City, Kansas facility. I used to live there and I used to work at one for a long time, one of them in the movie. But so yes, there is a change happening in long-term care where we're getting more old and younger people. And so it is really like well, some facilities. And then there's, yeah, the facilities that tend to take more Medicaid and tend to be poorer tend to have more young disabled people there because they're on Medicaid and they have less resources. That's why they're in the facility. So I think it's really important to think about for these settings, like this is a super diverse group of people. Like this is multiple generations of people,
Mhm.
so different. So to yeah, some of these people are like younger than me, right? And so it's like, oh
Mhm.
my gosh, yeah. So um yeah, just thinking of ways to bring all of us together besides bingo.
Besides bingo, that's
Besides
right.
bingo, yeah.
I love it. I mean, no shade to
Yeah.
bingo, but
Mm,
there's so many wonderful things we can do. And I mean, you worked
mm.
hard to get your licensure and your credits and your degrees. And thank you so much for being so generous with sharing it with not only your audiences but with us, Julia. We
Yeah.
had a question in the chat, which I hope I adequately answered, which was, how can we support Julia? So I put the link to your website and the link to your book in the chat. We'll put those in the newsletters as well. We had a very kind question about can we volunteer to help you with this? I want to help bring joy to people. So Julia, I'll let you
Oh,
respond to
sure.
that.
Send me an email. Send me an
Okay.
email. Yeah, you could totally. And we could, I mean, you'd technically be a Kansas City hospice volunteer, so you might have to like jump through a couple hoops, but no,
Sure.
just the good hoops that you should have to jump through, like not having tuberculosis or something.
Right.
Anyway,
Right.
like whatever they make people do. I don't know if they make them do that anymore, but
Yeah, I
yes,
don't know.
yeah, I would totally take a helper.
Okay.
If someone wanted to come and like we could figure out which facility is near you and you want to come volunteer, or just like yeah, hand another, yeah, help me out and play a part and do whatever. Yeah,
I love
that's
that.
very
Okay,
kind.
well, make
Yeah.
sure to put your contact information, like I said, in the next issues of my alliance, and folks can always reach out to me, and I can put you and Julia together. This is so wonderful. I can't wait to read more of your book. I'm sorry I did not complete my homework in time to be finished with it today, but I do have it. I do have the
Mm,
Kindle version because I'm very modern and
yeah.
cool, but
Yes.
I think I might also
Yes.
have to get the hard copy
Paper
version.
book.
I'll have to find Julia and get her autograph because this is
Oh
a real
yes. Oh
pleasure.
yes.
So we'll do that, and maybe we can get a copy of it for our library here at KU.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
Yes.
do that, and then folks can borrow it, and you can also buy your own copy. I probably should say too, but we'll
That's
make
okay.
sure that
I'm
this
all
is
about
something.
borrowing too. If you need it, you need it. So
Yes, very good. Okay. Any other questions? Feel free to drop those in the chat. We've got a little bit more time if you like. Julia, thank you so much. This was just, I
you're
was
so welcome.
not expecting to be brought to tears in a very happy
Mhm.
way. And that was very nice. I really enjoyed seeing you and those folks. And last week when I told people you were coming, I said, I met Julia, gosh, I don't know how many years ago, but I've been away from the Alzheimer's Association for 15 years. So it means I've known you for at least 15 years. And I'm just
Yes.
so glad to have you here in Kansas City doing the work that you are doing. It's so meaningful in
Mm,
so many ways. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Um, all right, folks, I'm going to let you know that next week is October 2nd for the weekly webinar. Wow. And our speaker next week is from Ellis County, Kansas. Does anybody know where Ellis County, Kansas is? Um, I can tell you a city in Ellis County is Hayes, Kansas, if that gives you an idea. It's like Northwest Kansas, I think if that's correct. I've been to Hayes a few times, more times than I ever would have thought that I would go to Hayes, Kansas. And it's been a while since I've been there. Anyway, we've got an organization called A Different Mindset. And a person who, Carissa Frazier is her name. She works for A Different Mindset in Hayes, Kansas. And they're going to talk about how they're bringing a different mindset to dementia care. And even though they're in Hayes and in Ellis County, I think they have information that's going to be available for all of us, wherever we are. But I'm always looking for speakers on the webinar who have good things to say, and I'm always looking for people from all parts of Kansas so all the Kansans can be aware that we are for all of Kansas and you Missourians too. And I loved the person in the video that said that they wanted to go to California. Yes, always want to go to California. So anyway, the idea is that all of the resources are for as many people as they can be for. So tune in with us next week for A Different Mindset from Ellis County, Kansas. And Julia, you're on the list now. So we want to
okay.
keep in touch with you and maybe have
Yes.
more conversations with you and invite you back if you would be willing to
Yeah.
join with us again. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you next Thursday, October 2nd. Have a great week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Thanks for
Bye.
listening.
Hayes is out in my country, all right?
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
Awesome. Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.